is it that vegans are kinder than God?
I'm not vegan, but I do respect people who don't pay for torture and murder.
Vegans are kinder than God because vegans are protecting animals. Why is that? It's strange, isn't it? But it's true. Dear vegans, thanks for reminding us that the key to happiness is not stuffing your face with the eyeballs, the ears, the intestines, or the shitholes of innocent animals who actually wanted to live.
Here's the thing though. See, we don't respect you. You are a mean person.
God is doing nothing because God is either drunk, stoned, lazy, stupid, or dead, or...
You know who sucks? You. We don't need people to respect us. We need you to stop hurting the animals. Why the fuck are you here telling us that you respect us? We know you respect us. Right, Bella?
Yep. That vegan teacher is back to her usual shenanigans because she just does not know when to give up. She's gonna take this vegan shit all the way to her grave, which I guess for the undead, that's just her home. Now, in her recent string of YouTube short or TikTok videos, whichever place you consume this bullshit content, she's once again crying about how mean people are and how she's just so awesome and caring and wonderful and she's the best in the world. Even though she's only been vegan for like 9 years, she acts like she's Gandhi or Keanu Reeves or even Moist Critical or something. I don't know, people that are just better than she is.
In a world where you can be anyone, be someone who is compassionate.
We're 3 seconds in, okay, maybe a little more than 3 seconds, but like, let's say 8 seconds, something like that. And I already have so much to say. First off, how have you spent like your entire life singing? I mean, she's been singing since she was a teacher. How have you spent your entire life singing and you still suck? I mean, how sad can you be? Gosh, could you actually maybe take some vocal lessons and learn a few things? Regardless, I don't think there's any helping those pipes. No, why does she have to bring up the doll again? She knows what she's doing. If she's got that doll in there with all those animals and she uses that doll as a conduit for her racism, right? You guys all remember that video where she spelled out, you know, the N-word next to the doll and described it and then said, yep, this doll is definitely an N-word. I mean, how low can you go? Obviously, the doll is meant to represent a young black child, so every time I see it, it's like, come on, lady. You know this is just a hopeless attempt to rage bait people, and it's not working. What's happening is you got people like myself that just come on here and call you out on your bullshit and make you look stupid, and you make it too easy. Come on. And then she's talking about this nonsense of being compassionate. You can choose to be anyone in this world. You can choose to be a compassionate person like me. Bitch, where? I haven't heard an ounce of compassion in any of the videos that she's made over the years that she's been making content. I've heard nothing but lunacy, degeneracy, anger, rudeness, racism, sexism, transphobia, homophobia. I mean, the list goes on of things that I definitely would not put in the compassion bin. I've tortured you enough with this horrifyingly terrible soundtrack. I think your ears deserve a rest. I mean, honestly, not like the next video is going to be much better. You still have to hear her cry baby whining, but at least it's a step up from the singing, right?
Why is it that vegans are kinder than God? Why is that? It's strange, isn't it? But it's true. 3 times a day, vegans are not eating animals. We're not paying for them to suffer. We are not.
I mean, when she's talking about vegans, she can't be talking about herself, right? Because I don't think you're kinder than anybody.
We're not paying for anybody to steal their secretions like their milk or their eggs. We're not paying anybody to chop off their legs or to hurt them in any way. Vegans are kinder than God because vegans are protecting animals.
You want a medal?
Every day, vegans are not buying leather or wool or fur, and every day, vegans are speaking out to try to remind other people that they should be vegan too. But God is doing nothing because God is either drunk, stoned, lazy, stupid, or dead, or he never existed at all. Nobody has been able ever to prove to me any different. Vegans are clearly kinder than God. So,
dude, like, how about we learn how to make sense first? Because she hasn't quite figured that out yet. So she starts us off by saying, like, that whole list of things, God's drunk, stupid, dead, doesn't exist, whatever. And then proceeds to say that's why vegans are kinder than God. Like, what? How does that even make sense? Like, you're trying to connect the dots. You got no dots to work with here. Either that or she doesn't know how to draw a line. But regardless of what you believe, right? Whether you're religious or you're not, you believe in God, you don't. I think we can all come together and agree that if there is a God of any variety, she sure as hell ain't kinder than them, as much as she likes to pretend that she is. Try again.
If that's the case, why aren't you vegan yet, guys? Don't you also want to be kinder than God? Why would you want to hurt an innocent animal? You know what God does? He deliberately created lions who rip baby zebras up in front of their crying mothers. What kind of a kind God would do such a thing? What a horrible, horrible God that is. Vegans would never do that. What you're probably thinking is that, well, what about, the cycle of life and all of this? Wouldn't there be an overpopulation of animals if they didn't die? Well, of course, all the animals do have to die at some point. But we, vegans, if we would have created the planet, we'd have make sure that the animals die in their sleep at a given time so that nobody suffers. Okay, so for example, humans would all die at about 100 years old peacefully, and all the other animals would die according to what would make the cycle perfect without any overpopulation.
Listen, I know I let her talk for way too long because I was trying to understand her point, what she's trying to say. I think I got the gist of it now. I don't think we need to hear her babble on anymore. First off, let's just talk about one of the first issues. There's a lot, but let's just talk about one of the first issues. When a body, starts to decompose and things like that, or, an animal dies, a carcass or whatever ends up on the ground somewhere, let's say a cow dies or whatever in a field. Lots of cows die. What happens to those bodies then? Because if there's nothing there to eat it, right, it's gonna cause a lot of problems. It's gonna smell. It's one minor issue. It can infect things around it, can infect animals around it. It could cause diseases. Just having a rotting carcass, or just tons of them all over the place, because animals die without being consumed by scavengers and things like that, or carnivores, etc., creates a whole world of problems that I don't think you want to deal with. You need something to come by and clean up the mess naturally. You expect us to do it? Shit, I ain't cleaning up no fucking dead carcasses. Fuck you mean? But obviously, we know about the circle of life, right? You're just talking about this from a evolutionary standpoint, right? Obviously carnivores, omnivores are key for keeping populations in check so that they don't eat up all their food sources, they don't starve, they don't have to resort to cannibalism themselves. There's so many reasons why the system that we have that makes the world work exists the way that it does. But for some reason, morons like that vegan teacher want to act like it's just a bunch of nonsense. It's nonsensical. It doesn't mean anything. It's valueless, when in reality, that can't be further from the truth.
Dear vegans, thanks for reminding us that the key to happiness is not stuffing your face with the eyeballs, the ears, the intestines, or the shitholes of innocent animals who actually wanted to live.
I kind of agree, because I don't eat those things. So yeah, I would have to agree. But if you put chicken wings on the table, we might have a little bit of discourse there, because chicken wings put a big happy grin on my face. See it? That's how I look when I get chicken wings. Yep. How do you guys like your chicken wings? Do you like fried, or do you like baked, or grilled, or what? I'm a big fan of baked chicken wings, actually. I know. Might be a little shocking, given my skin complexion. I know you're probably thinking fried, you fucking... I know what you were thinking.
Responding to comments tonight, here's what you write. I'm not vegan, but I do respect people who don't pay for rape, torture, and murder. But you do.
I thought she was a teacher. Does she not know how to read? That's not... Here, let me read what it actually says. I'm not vegan, but I do respect those who are. Where does she come up with all these extra words? They're clearly not there. She must be schizophrenic or some shit. Just imagining words that aren't there. Honestly, that might explain a lot of things.
Here's the thing, though. You see, we don't respect you.
And we don't care.
You are a mean person.
You are a mean person. I'm not going to actually hit my camera. But I don't respect vegan teacher. I don't respect any vegan that's anything like this woman, or Tosh Peterson, or Joey Carbstrong. I kind of respect Joey Carbstrong a little bit, because he does expose some genuinely horrible things, which I think there needs to be people doing stuff like that. But then he also like bullies kids in front of like their peers and stuff like that. So I mean, that's where he kind of loses my respect. The only like vegan I respect, and even then, like it's not even fully there. And I'm talking about influencers, regular non-activist people, or people that just make like you know, dieting content and stuff like that. Those people are all fine. But as far as like the activists go, like Unnatural Vegan, somewhat has respect for me, though she did, you know, is raising her kids vegan, which I don't respect that, but you know, whatever. You do you, I guess, queen. And Earthling Ed, I've come to respect a little bit more as of late, as he's kind of like come to terms with his like negligible impact and is like, you know what, maybe I don't let veganism be my entire life, and maybe I can actually learn to live and be like a regular human being. I respect that kind of shit. But when you put this loony bin in front of me, respect goes to die.
Why the fuck are you here telling us that you respect us? We know you respect us.
No,
right, Bella?
Because I don't respect you. I don't know why this person would say that.
She's had enough. She's had enough of your crap.
She sounds drunk.
Of course you respect us, because we're not hurting animals.
She sounded
we're not
intoxicated.
paying people to stab them in
She
the
a little
neck,
tipsy?
to rip off their skin. You know, we're not paying people to go underneath mother cows and start sucking.
Ah, that's it. That's it. And she's gotta be drunk out of her mind if she thinks people respect her. Duh. No wonder. I mean, even this is a little too much for this loony bin to actually think people respect her. That's so funny. That's why they said I respect those who are. They ain't talking about you, bitch.
Responding to comments day, and here's what you say. Can you respond to my comment?
I'm not gonna even waste your time with this one. That face she's making is the face she makes for like the entire duration of this video. She says like 4 words after this. She always does this thing when like somebody, you know, they misspell something, or, you know, they're not perfect with their typing. A lot of these people, English isn't even like their first language, but she always does this stupid ass thing where she tries to make them look stupid. Make people look stupid has never been a strategy that has worked for converting people to being vegan, but hey, they keep trying it anyway.
Responding to comments today, and here's what you say. LDC, easiest 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi, LDC, lentils, dates, and carrots. Buy 'em, eat 'em, be vegan, yeah. Responding to comments today. Responding to comments today.
All right, that's it. She convinced me with that song. That song was single-handedly the most convincing thing she's ever done. I think I'm gonna be vegan now. I'm gonna start off buying lentils, dates, and carrots. I hate carrots. Dates are pretty good. Lentils are all right, but you know, I can make it happen. Actually, in fact, I already have carrots, and might have some lentils too. So I'm already like 2/3 of the way there, guys. This is my vegan declaration day. Are you proud of me? You should be.
Responding to comments today, and here's what you say. You're asking how long I've been vegan, and I have the answer right here. Look at this card.
Oh, speaking of vegan
You see, I made
declaration
this
day.
when I became vegan. It says
gotta
Happy
get me
Vegan
one.
Declaration Day. Then my name is here, and it says the date that I became vegan, June 27th, 2016. So when you become vegan, I encourage you to make a card similar to this.
Yo, does anyone else think that the background music kind of sounds like a Pokemon game? It legit sounds like when you're like in one of those little towns.
And then put it on your fridge. That way everybody will know that you are vegan and that you are serious, and they will not tempt you, hopefully, with things that you really don't want to eat, because those things are actually animal body parts. So let's just look really quickly here. So vegans don't hurt animals. They don't eat chickens. They don't eat cows. They don't eat pigs. They don't eat fish.
Dude, I'm not listening to a word she's saying. Like this whole time, I just like picture myself like running around with my starter Pokemon, doing the first couple of battles, getting those first couple of level ups, fighting my rival, you know, going to the Poke Center, healing them up, hearing that little boop 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 sound. Yeah, buying a couple Pokeballs. That's what I'm picturing in my head right now while she's like shoving this card in my face. Like it should be a Pokemon card, honestly. I mean, I think we've heard enough, right? I think we've heard enough. You know, she's been vegan for like 9 years or something, and she acts like she's like the grand guru of veganism. I mean, come on, you got to earn a little bit of seniority, and you know, not with just old age, but like in respect to being vegan. I mean, we know you've been around since the Civil War, but she's only been vegan for like 8 of those 200 years. Kind of bizarre to me that she really thinks that she has the authority to come on here, get behind her little camera, and tell everybody else what they need to do with their lives. She hasn't even been vegan long enough necessarily to really like understand the full ins and outs of like the health related aspects of it. Some people fuck around and find out a lot sooner than like 9 years, but for others it might take 15 before they have irreversible health problems. You know, it's like when they introduce like a new drug or like a vaccine or something, and people are always worried about the long-term effects because like you don't know. And you know, sometimes those things do happen where years down the line you learn you know, what you were taking was really bad for you in some way, shape, or form. And veganism is no different for many people. A lot of people, if you got a good genetic setup, your body loves plants and can use plants nutrients really well, then veganism could be an option for you. If you're not one of those people, which most people aren't, because believe it or not, human beings are designed to be omnivores, which means they're designed to eat meat. So kind of becomes a challenge when you take that entire category of food out. But yeah, if you're not one of those people, it doesn't make much sense for you to become a vegan. But for some reason, so many of these vegan activists just either they don't understand it or they just don't care, because in reality, I don't think they care about anyone. I don't even think they care about the animals half the time. They just want you to think like them, right? They just want to control you. They just want you to be their little bitch boys and girls. That's how I see it, for being completely honest. And Miss Katie is probably the greatest narcissist of them all. So like, if you disagree with her, obviously you're a problem and she hates you, which is why she no longer has ties with her family, because that's exactly how she feels about them, and she made it very known, which is why she moved from Canada all the way to Italy, because there was nothing left for her back home. Anyway, what's your prediction, guys? How long do you think she's going to keep this up for? Do you think she's going to keep going until she croaks, or you think she's going to give up in the next couple of years? I want to know your thoughts. I feel like she's probably going to keep going until the day she croaks. So she's going to be in her hospital bed saying, please stay vegan, you know, while on life support or some shit.